Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, October 12, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Everything that we will ever need, and some, is contained within us. There isn't anything that we could require because we have it all. Now, we don't know this, of course. Some are beginning to discover this, is that turn within and you will become free and liberated because it's all a dream. Robert Adams. How many of us on this planet do you believe need to be emotionally healed? It becomes easier when we are emotionally healed to manifest whatever we want in this life. There is less resistance to deserving our dreams, and we carry less fear and desperation within us. And as we open ourselves to life, to this life, the situations we desire naturally flow our way. When we invest time into creating a healthier emotional state of well-being, we also find that a higher spiritual understanding soon follows. We naturally begin to feel a deep sense of peace within, which opens the gates to a liberating and transcendental spiritual experience. To become emotionally and mentally at peace with yourself, you'll need to release the controlling restraints your ego has placed upon you. This can be tricky, but start by making a list of all the expectations and shoulds you've placed on yourself that feel heavy and exhausting. Imagine letting them go, never to pick them up again. This simple act will immediately create space for new healing energy to pour in. See, when I think we've all been through this, is that in this life alone, is that, you fill things, right? You fill things, and whether it's like within yourself, emotions, happenings, situations, and it becomes really clogged, and there's no space or room for any new energy to come in. So what do? We get heavier and heavier, draggier and draggier in this life. And then some of us discover that I don't need to carry this stuff. I'm going to let it go permanently. I don't care to have it anymore. It doesn't serve me the greater good. Why would I carry this when it feels so heavy and pressing? Well, you wouldn't. And when you do that and you let go, you truly let go through the heart-mind, you have all of this new healing energy comes pouring in. Deep inner peace with yourself is the ultimate goal of emotional healing. When you drop all expectations, you feel as light as a feather, ready to launch your life into a beautiful, abundant healing space. When you're ready to say yes to this adventure, begin with these 3 steps. The first one to healing your emotional body is identifying your wound. How are you going to heal yourself if you don't know what it is you're supposed to heal? Think back to when you first felt the pain you carry within in this very now moment. You don't have to remember the exact time place, or date as just the general feeling will do. Take at least an hour alone to look deep within, exploring where in your body and mind you're still holding on to past pain. Write down any ideas about how you may have contributed to this pain and how you are 100% responsible for its manifestation. Even though it may seem like you're the angry victim of circumstances beyond your control, resist going down that path. To fully heal, you must choose to release all disempowering beliefs. Not just a few, but all of them. This means accepting that the angry victim role was one you chose to play on the stage of your life at that specific time. This doesn't mean you are stuck in that role forever. You can choose to become the hero. Shifting this perspective enables the wound and trauma to be felt deeply, without any masks or defenses in the way, allowing for real healing to begin. And ironically, the angry victim game was necessary for you to dive deeper within and discover the enlightened healer within, who knows how to transcend it. And you take the second step to emotional healing is practicing sitting with your emotional pain. This means relaxing with any negative feelings you've been avoiding, allowing them to soften until they reveal the core trauma hidden within. When you reach the core issue, let it have a voice. Your pain has an important story to tell. Let it speak without getting caught in the angry victim game again. Express your core pain out loud or journal it if possible. To fully heal, you must choose to journey through the fire to find heaven. Sit still in the hottest flames of that emotional pain until your ego is burned away. This is the true work. Remember, this fire is a cleansing energy that burns away the demanding, unhappy ego that has been running your life and creating unnecessary suffering. Relax into the fire. Face yourself directly and watch your ego dissolve into a deep state of peace. That's what it's after anyway. Soon, you will release your identification with the angry victim held in those past memories. Those thoughts were only creating more turmoil inside. You cannot escape from your karma. So decide to face it head on. Tomorrow, you will wake up feeling so much better, knowing you embraced and overcame your deepest demons. What do most people do, though? What do most of us do? We run from them. We don't address them. We carry them, okay, and we know they're there. It might get foggy at times, but we still know they're there. But most of us will carry that all through our lives. And then we leave the body. This is why so many of us have unfinished business, or we think we have unfinished business, or believe. And the third step to emotional healing is creating a new, healthier pattern of belief that supports a more empowering and enlightening way of living. What is your soul's purpose? Why are you truly here on this earth? Your beliefs about the world are powerful as they shape the thoughts you think and the words you speak. When you recognize that you are an incredibly powerful, manifesting being, capable of healing yourself simply by choosing to do so, miracles happen. You begin to wake up from the angry victim game and start living the life of your dreams. By shifting your internal paradigm, you'll realize you are not your thoughts, you are the master of them. You are pure awareness, untouchable by anything. Your consciousness is like the slipperiest surface you could imagine, where every single life experience you have simply slides right off. And the more often you drop into the gap between the thoughts, the more you open to an empowered, enlightened state. Practicing this hourly will lead to the great accomplishment of true inner peace. You will no longer get lost in thoughts, nor will you blame others for how you feel. Do whatever it takes to make your inner world more powerful than your outer world, because your inner world actually influences everything in your outer world. Simply choose to abide in the knowing that at your core you are the source of consciousness itself. There is no energy more healing than this. When you feel this soft, sweet consciousness within, you will stop being harsh, sarcastic, or rushed. You'll stop believing the lies you've created about you and who you are, and realize how sacred, sensitive, and lovable you truly are. Each moment of life brings you two alternatives: to be miserable or to be happy. It depends on your choice, only your choice. Whatsoever you choose, you become. So, you choose to be unhappy, you will become unhappy. You choose to be happy, you will become happy. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. Perhaps the greatest hidden issue to reveal on this journey is that your wound is your story. If you are so wrapped up in believing your personal, yet very validated, victim story, that you'd rather hold on to it than forgive, take this as a major warning sign. Remember, it's terrifying for the ego to let go of its story, and it would rather die than retreat. Holding on to the past is survival for the ego. Letting go means stepping out of the victim blame game and choosing to be big again. Releasing the little wounded knee means letting go of your ego's expectations, demands, and desires. Instead, you choose to come from a state of trust and surrender, sharing with others the unlimited, creative, loving, innocent nature at the core of who you truly are. We have, just imagine, to be the most powerful energy that there is. Ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, forever. But to not embrace it or know it. Isn't that something? All of us. Doesn't matter what you do, what you're doing now. Doesn't matter about your status in the social structure on this planet. Ask yourself, what do you choose? To have total peace within or to hang on to that victim story until you leave the body. Should be a no-brainer. And all this is done by going within. In any other way, you can look till you're blue in the face, but that's just the only path, the only way. If you read the Way, which is called the Tao by Lao Tzu, you'll begin to comprehend the knowledge he left behind for us to comprehend. So why is it, the question comes up, why is it that and this is it's a valid question. Why is it that when we come into these bodies as gods or pure consciousness, that we're directed to spend as much time as we can to go within and find peace, to just be? One might think, well, then we won't get anything accomplished. We won't end up doing anything. We draw the energy to us. We're a magnet. We've been programmed to think totally the opposite of that. It draws us, see? It's outside of us. We've got to go after it. What does that do, though? Well, it keeps us from discovering who and what we are. That's what it does. It keeps us in the ego mind. Pretty nifty, huh? For millions of years, that's what it's done. So we say, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go within. I'm going to find out who and what I am. And when I say that we are a supremely powerful, omnipotently powerful, supreme being that never dies in these bodies, that's a fact. That we're always and forever. That we're extremely powerful beings. Doesn't this make sense? That we manifest things and we create those things out of the energy, which we're part of. We could heal these bodies in a matter of seconds. But we don't know how, and we don't know who and what we are. With this, you can't put the cart before the horses. There's no way. Then you really get miscombobulated. So you follow this step by step. And remember, there isn't a race. Remember, this is not the rat race. You stepped out of the rat race. You decided that you weren't going to be in it anymore. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the rat race, okay, at all. There's people that that's what they do. Lifetime after lifetime. Those of us who choose to step out of that societal structure and start becoming our own leaders and beginning to embrace the fact that we can manifest anything we choose, that we are able to master our thoughts and the ego mind. Now, you can imagine at that stage what would happen was that it wouldn't matter. You could be sitting on a couch or a chair and you could your body could be just riddled with all kinds of diseases and pains and ailments. And you could just heal it from head to toe while sitting there. Okay? And every one of us have that power. We all have it. It's just that there's things that we choose to embrace so that those things just like the victim story, we surrender them. We let them go. Never to return to them. We surrender rushing through life. We don't care to do that anymore. Because then you're the slave to the ego. And that's why everybody rushes through life. And the majority of people on this planet rush through life at blazing speeds. Now, are they doing it on purpose? No, they're not doing it on purpose. But that ego mind can get you really, really strapped up, you know? And then you follow right along. You ever felt hurried for no reason? Have you ever felt hurried? You're not, you don't really have an appointment or anything, but for some reason you feel hurried. Comes out of the clear blue. It's ego mind, right? And you've become so accustomed to it that when you're not hurried, sometimes, not all the time, but that comes in. You feel hurried. Does it make any sense for us to rush through this life? It doesn't, does it? To be in a hurry for what? You know? It's like, you remember Alice in Wonderland, the rabbit was with his watch and he's standing there and I'm late for a very important date. I've got to go. And that's really what we do in this life. And we don't know why. Oh, I'm going to be late for that appointment. Boy, I'll tell you, what are they going to say? Maybe I'll get fired. I don't know. See all those stuff? It's all ego mind. And being concerned what others think about you. Huge. That's huge. That is very powerful on many of the people of this planet. Very, very, very powerful. Because it directs you, it guides you, it tells you what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Because you're a slave to the social structure of the planet. And what do you want? You want to be accepted, you want to be loved, you want to be cared for, and you want people to be happy with you. And all that is contained within you, not them. And when you realize, I mean deeply, not superficially, that your best friend that you'll ever, ever, ever have, by far, is this universe. I guarantee you that. And when you start turning within by your own choice, you begin to discover just exactly who and what you are, and you begin to embrace all the parts of you. You know, we all have the good, the not so good and the bad, right? All of us do. So we embrace them all. We love every part of ourselves, genuinely, through the heart-mind. We accept ourselves exactly the way we are in this very moment. We don't argue with ourselves. We don't ridicule ourselves. We don't come down heavy on ourselves. Why would we do that? Everything is an experience, which is a good thing. We would be bored to tears if we didn't create an experience. We would just, like I say, we'd be slugs in the mud. You send out, all of us, all the time, it's certain specific frequencies of energy. And it's what we do. So if you're irritated, angry, stretched thin, you're going to beam that energy out all around you. And even if one might say, well, what if I keep it within? What if I'm not, doesn't matter. it is going to spray everywhere. You ever come across somebody and that they're just angry? You don't know them, right? But you get around them and you go, wow, what's up with them? They seem like they're just really pissed off. And you don't care to be around it, and no one does. And the only ones that are around it are the ones that are pissed off as well. And then when you get around someone who is joyous and happy and exudes it, you don't ever want to leave. That's our natural state. Yes, we get angry, we get frustrated. It's the ego mind's supervisory over us. But that's not our natural state of being. Our natural state of being is pure peace, tranquility, benevolence, happiness, joy, and bliss. Where and that moment of comprehension, this is when we're at total peace with ourselves and everything around us. This is when we're in deep eternal love with ourselves, the gods that we are, and everything around us. This is our true self-discovery of the gods that we truly are in these bodies, and that's what this journey's about. We're thrusted into this material physical life without memory. We have a very short period of time to rediscover who and what we are. And unfortunately, it's not enough time, and we leave the body and we start over again. This is why we say time, as in this space of existence, is crucial. Every split second is very crucial for us. And when we spend most of our time entertaining the material physical world, the stress, the anxiety, the worry, fear, some happiness, some joy, some exuberation, of course, but for the most part, it is constantly fighting and gripping and pulling and stressing and fearing, and a lot of the times we don't even know it. So in the quiet time of this meditation, it's loving everything and everyone. Not an easy thing because of how we've been trained. Not an easy thing. I'm not saying it is. But how do you really do that? Well, you're the example for yourself. How much do you love you? With everything, exactly the way you are. How much do you love you? Is your relationship with you a loving one? How much do you love the God that you are? How much do you love your body? These are all questions that we should be asking ourselves on a consistent basis. How can we be embarrassed with ourselves? Really, right? That's ego mind. Why do we feel guilty at certain times? Why is that? Why do people feel guilty? And a lot of times they don't know why they feel guilty. Because of their confidence, faith, and trust in themselves isn't at 100%. And anger, what is anger really? Well, you like to look at it as love under pressure. Pretty good description. You've probably experienced in a situation where when you're angry with someone, you're angry with yourself. They reflect certain parts of you that you aren't interested in visiting. Ego mind plays a very, very strong role in conflict, in argument. And none of us are exempt from it. You're here, if you really want to know, you're here to master you. You master your thoughts, master the ego mind. By meditation, going within, being as still as a statue, relaxing into the body, focusing on your breath rising and falling, the space between heartbeats, the now. Slowly but surely, you begin to comprehend and learn how to master your ego mind and what the ego mind is about, and how to master your thoughts. Why is that? Well, at that stage, then you begin to realize that you can heal yourself, you can manifest anything you desire, because you've mastered these. It's a great learning experience. It is an omnipotently powerful knowledge through experience. But in the quiet time of this meditation, ask yourself those questions. And we're not talking about ego mind. The ego mind isn't there in the now. You're operating through the heart mind. Ask those questions of yourself. How much do you love you? Embrace it all. How much do you love you exactly the way you are right now? How much do you love the God that you truly are within that body, the pure consciousness? How much do you love everyone and everything? And go with it. Doesn't matter. Okay, if there's some jostling around there, because remember, you're in the now. Ego mind does not exist in the now. Be fluid, at peace. Let go. Drop all the bars around your heart. They're all illusionary anyway. And give yourself a tremendously huge, loving hug. For joining the meditation, I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out through the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body. Focus on the breath rising and falling, the space between heartbeats. Inside your heart is a warm spiritual flame of infinite light and deep eternal love. This is your inner campfire, which already has a natural angelic warmth that melts away all your fears, worries, and concerns. So right now, sit even closer and gently hold your attention on this feeling of resting next to the cozy campfire inside your heart. Do you notice how your mind instantly becomes more quiet and calm? I invite you to move even closer and practice welcoming all of your unlovable parts to come thaw out their hard, cold, protective exterior. Feed your inner warm, fuzzy light with your past hardened darkness, and watch how your future becomes as bright, brilliant, and beautiful as the sun. I guarantee you that even after a few days of this campfire practice, you'll become so happy that you won't care to move. The next step is to share your warm, cozy vibes with everyone you connect with. Allow your life to become a blazing fire of deep, eternal love. It's easy. For whenever you're sitting closer to your cozy heart, it naturally gives everyone else permission to come closer to theirs. We are all preparing for the end of the year big bonfire party. Yahoo! Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, following morning. We will return here Sunday, October 13, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.